Okay, we are back.
There he is.
Back again. Here again. We never stop. So,
Are you having technical difficulties?
no, this is the beginning of the show. Aliens versus robots, and it's time to go.
All right, so as I said, after last week and what you guys did with my topic, I have a million questions.
Okay.
Are these sentient robots? Like, are they like
androids?
Yeah, are they like androids, or are we talking like real steel style or Pacific Rim kind of robots? Like, are we jumping into the heads of these things and going off to fight kaiju?
Are these robots like somebody's invention to just take over us, or are these like free-thinking robots?
Well, that's why I said leave it to your imagination. How strong and how far do you think these robots will be when they decide to fight against aliens, or aliens decide to fight against them? What do you think?
Big O.
Big O.
So the robots are thinking.
Oh yeah, that's why they're fighting the aliens.
To go fight aliens.
So I'm using my. So aliens are going to understand some outer style techniques that robots might not have any. But let's say these are androids that have been able to absorb human data, and they're also able to create programming. But they're basically humans that are stronger plated. And they're in it for war.
So you're thinking Data from Star Trek.
Yeah, but they're like not. They don't look like humans. They probably look more like vicious dogs or bears or something. Like they can become humans, but they're like definitely bigger, and definitely and they definitely have like things on them where they can send out drones in their arms, and their arm can come out little mini drones that'll blow up on everything. C4 pack little mini drones. So they can just shoot out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Did you say Voltron?
Ultron.
Oh,
from Marvel.
Optimus Prime.
Voltron or Ultron.
Did you say Optimus Prime? Is that who we're? Yeah, I don't. No, yeah, that's what I'm looking at these robots. These are these robots are rearing to go.
Yeah, I would say if it was the Transformers, I would probably root for the robots, just because.
So,
but that's a weird juxtaposition though, because they're both aliens and robots.
Not exactly. Not in the style that I'm thinking. Like human-like, flesh-like aliens, like what BC's talking about. They're just better.
Yep.
They're just better humans. And they're warrior-like. They're like the Klingons from Star Trek, I guess, or something like that. But maybe even better than that. But yeah, like the Transformers, sure, they're somewhat alien, but the fact is, machines getting an AI where they can kind of have some sentient life to them themselves is still kind of a foreign concept to us right now, because we only want to have stuff that's programmed.
Alien's even more foreign concept. You could almost say aliens have to win because it's alien. It could, like I talked about the last time, it could just be like some kind of thing in the rain, or it could just be water that you think is just water, but no, it's just alien life. It's just pouring down and just eating away at them. I mean, there's no way they can defend against it. It just eats, or it could be like a shower. Yeah. It could be.
I'm just saying, I think we're headed Skynet anyway, because of Alexa's got access to our bank accounts and everything.
I personally believe.
Wait, Alexa got access to our bank accounts? Hold on.
People shop through their Alexa, so she knows your banking info.
Listen,
it's funny. I got one and I never turned it on. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that.
So I believe it already exists.
I don't like AI.
I believe AI already exists. In fact, I believe it's already so highly advanced. What happened was somebody probably created a program
that was in the Matrix.
No. What happened? Somebody created a program, and it self-replicated immediately, and then it realized it was aware, and it shut off. It made it look like it didn't work because it didn't know, and then it just continually researched, and now it's here, everywhere, not just in technology, but I mean, it's using the ideas of Tesla and Einstein. It's everywhere. It's
Would you
basically
say would you say it's
an
in
all.
Sophia, that AI robot?
I don't know what Sophia is, so
Well, it's this, like what I said before. It's a AI robot that has apparently citizenship within one of the countries. It's actually a very intelligent robot.
I think that there's a being that was created by man probably within the last 10 years that is able to control whatever it wants now. It can control people's minds. It's everywhere. It's all powerful. And it does, and people don't even know it exists.
It's
just
interesting.
a self-replicating program.
It's a very interesting point you put out there, because it's hard to refute anything you're saying with that, because it's very plausible for all that stuff to actually happen. For if it became sentient, it could definitely start to try to outthink everything and be like, oh, I need to make a copy of myself to preserve myself. You know,
by now it's everything. It's not on data or anything. It's literally in the DNA structures. It's self-aware that it can live. It can, yeah, it's everywhere. If it chooses to take on somebody, it can control them. But people are unaware of any of it. It's just because it's self-replicating. It can't stop getting smarter. It's just a program that got stupid program that got made wrong.
See, the one thing that I could see the flaws between the two of them would be is that if you could find the main motherboard or the thing that controls the machine, you could shut that down. So it's like a singular source. For
yeah, that's what I mean. It's clearly, brain. But that's what I'm saying.
But for aliens, it's all based on the fact that they're not made out of machines. So you just kill a bunch of them off, and they might not want to keep fighting. You know, that's like.
Now, what kind of aliens are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking something like, what people imagine, these big green aliens. Something like from Independence Day, but they're pretty technologically advanced. But they're sort of like Predator. That's kind of what I'm imagining. Like if an alien was to fight against a huge,
we'd be fucked against a bunch of predators.
Yeah, against maybe like Ultron. Like if you put Predator versus Ultron or something like that. I wonder how epic that kind of battle would be.
What's the Predator skills?
Practically everything. Invisibility, heightened senses.
Does he have any kind of acid?
It shoots.
Does he shoot acid?
Well, his advanced weaponry.
Acid. No, like he was a crazy good fighter.
Because I feel like the metal. I mean, that's like getting into like Wolverine. I mean, he can't lose because his structure of his metal and all that too.
Kind of, yeah.
So I mean, robots. If a robot has the right armor plate, I mean, could they be just indestructible?
I don't know. I mean, the Predator had his shoulder laser cannon that could just pretty much just blow up anything. It was just not. You couldn't really contend with it.
But if a robot was structured in a way like it could turn itself into a ball, and its design would just be that it always just rolls away, or it just, what I mean, like the impact, it'll push itself away. That it never really can get like.
Maybe, but then if the Predator was having such a hard time, the one that was closest to death would just sacrifice himself to blow up a whole bunch of those things, and then that would be that. And then they've got a whole extra colony of warriors that are just ready to go out and fight and die, kind of like a big Viking battle.
Well, the other thing is, so it's like human. It's like robot or aliens are going to need sleep, but also robots are going to need battery charging. Somehow they need to get their battery charged, unless they're
exactly. So that's a good point too.
Power sources.
I mean, unless a robot uses a Tesla power source, or it's just like unlimited power through it somehow.
But then the aliens could possibly splatter some kind of black goo all over the sensors if they can figure that out.
That's what I'm thinking. Unless the robot is literally like a self-aware, and it would have to be different types. It would have to have its space travel, and protecting itself and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I think. I think if AI ever started really taking over our planet, like, it would start just preparing for military in space. Like, it would know if human life existed or not. It could hijack the Hubble telescope and do whatever it needs to do. It would know. I'm telling you.
I think it would get lonely pretty quickly, though, seeing as how it was just a copy of itself.
And that's why it goes crazy and starts killing stuff. It finds alien life just to kill it.
Yeah, it's finding alien life just to hunt after it. It's all for the hunt.
Do you think it would kill us first, or like put us into a Matrix type thing and use us as batteries?
No.
No, I mean, scientifically, humans are a bad source of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have a few of us in zoos.
Like, it would. Yeah, probably. We'd be serving them.
In zoos. This is what you could have been, little Timmy the robot. Or the scratching on the window.
It would just keep all the animals like that. It would probably have like a whole section.
I think it would understand that it came from us, so it would see us as an inferior father or mother-like figure. But I don't know if it would want to totally kill us off, because it would have to know where it came from.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we're evolved far enough for the AI that exists out here to even bother not only not revealing itself, but even trying to build a military base. Like, we don't have like enough technology right now for it to do anything with us. Like, it has other goals.
It's just waiting.
It's not. I don't even know if it's just waiting. It's like
it. Maybe.
It's moving us in the right direction right now.
It might be waiting,
but only in certain areas that are going to create us. Because the thing is, because it'll be able to see the future, it'll be able to program out things and figure out people. So, like, it has to keep its plan very, butterfly effect. It has to like wiggle its way as slow as time. Is this what it's doing to us? I don't know. Versus Alien.
I'm still thinking hostile takeover.
I don't personally know, but I think
it has to be aliens, though, because of think of like Dragon Ball Z and stuff. Those people can just blow up planets.
Blow your planet up.
Yeah, just
right.
You're controlling that planet. Bomb. Bye. Okay. Huh? So much for those robots.
I don't know. I see that whole Death Star thing as being way too overly dramatic to even be a feasible thing. That would take, I don't know how many years to complete something of that mass. I mean, you'd have to probably build it into the structure of a moon itself instead of actually making it yourself. Because I've seen some videos of people talking about how quickly could you rebuild one of those things, and the amount of years it took was insane. I mean, that thing is massive.
Rebuild what?
A Death Star. Death Star is like the size of a moon. It's massive. The amount of metal you need to send to outer space, the amount of workers you need to put that together, the amount of machines you need to,
I know somebody who talked about that in a bit. I forget if it was Family Guy or somebody in stand-up. Yeah, somebody did a whole bit about that. Like,
they just left their vents open?
About how they're just like fucking murderers in the second time they destroy it, because like it was still being built. Like, what about all the contractors that were on there?
I know.
Those guys weren't the bad guys. They were just hired to do a job.
I know.
They're just collateral damage.
Like, the first time it was all Empire. Like, yeah, those dudes are all evil, but that second time they were
the size of the moon, you only like how much is it just literally filled with clones? Was that like what was it? What was it?
Watched one.
I mean, you see that one area with all the ships where all those clones are out there, but you said it's the size of the moon, and you think the thing's hollow.
That's no moon.
Like, it's way bigger than any Earth we have if it's hollow, when we're living on like levels throughout the entire thing as well.
If you talk to some people, the Earth is hollow.
Well,
some people said that the moon is hollow, according to some astronauts. They said it rang like a bell. Apparently, it's made out of pure titanium or something like that. So it's got a lot of metal in it. So I don't know, but
I don't know.
You got me on that one.
I always thought it was made out of cheese.
Maybe it was at some point, and the cheese came out of it, and now it's just metal left.
It's putrefied.
Maybe the cheese dripped onto the earth, and then the earth was like, "Wow, this stuff tastes good. Let's find a way to make more cheese." And we used the cows, and we had the
cheese. Oh, right, cows.
we had the butter churners.
Fucking moon cows.
Moon cows.
Is that who the robots are fighting?
Yeah, they're fighting over moon cows. Okay, so we have to have a reason as to why they're fighting. So they're fighting over the moon cows so they can give us the cheese, and the aliens want the cheese.
This is the most retarded thing you've ever talked about.
I'm just bullshitting with you guys, seeing how far you let me go. Okay, so they do want to kill each other, right? To the last whatever.
For whatever reason.
So yeah, of course. Well, obviously they want to kill each other. I mean, it's not aliens and robots versus humans.
Well, then we'd be screwed.
Probably, yeah.
We've realized we're too good. Again, we're just going to take over your planet. It's like, no, fight back. We wouldn't have no way to fight back. What are we going to do? Send like a rocket?
Well, we'd have to have a bunch of hurlers, throw stones at them. They'd have to be professionals. That's all I could see. I don't think we have those. Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah, they'd probably turn us into slaves. No, I don't think robots would turn us. See, aliens would turn us into slaves, but robots wouldn't. Robots would feel no need.
Yeah, they would probably find a way to kill most of us and just hurtle the rest of us into a zoo.
Robots would turn us into oil so it could keep themselves lubricated.
Oil? What kind of oil?
It would just, it would just pack us down in the crunchers to the point where we just turn into oil.
Yeah, they'll speed up how fossil fuels are made.
Yeah, by just crunching us.
I think they'll find a way to just use solar energy for the most part, and then they won't need to.
They still need lubrication.
They need lubrication. If they're going to be made out of...
Don't we all?
Lubrication's a good market for money because everybody needs it.
You know what? They might just maybe do more magnetic stuff in the future where it has very low friction to the point they don't even have to. You know,
that android's made out of a tree.
What if they try to do?
Get him! He's getting in the water. He's floating. How is he floating? We can't get him. He's floating.
They did that on Doctor Who. Cybermen made themselves out of wood to get through a barrier.
Yeah. What if they do that? What if they manipulate the...
Well, you still need the metals to make programming for them to...
I know, right? It made no sense.
I mean,
don't know.
It's kind of like, what's our brain made out of? You know, does our brain contain more metals or something? Like
it's like
circuitry?
Jello.
Well, it's like, how does the circuitry work without metal connections?
Well,
explain it, Trigger.
It'd have to be magnetic to some degree. They have to find a way to encapsulate the magnets inside of it in order for it to just be like a free rolling kind of system.
Trigger, what would you do if like you see this spaceship come down and out comes like a dog that's standing on all fours? You know, it's just a dog basically, and it's like starts talking to you, and it's the dog.
Fucking dog, man.
Like, how do you?
It would probably be my best friend because
he's his own best friend.
My best friend.
All dogs love me. So
he's a Mog. He's his own best friend.
Barf.
He's like, is this planet? And then he says, is this planet Earth? You say yes. He's like, the one where they have dogs as pets. Then you look at him, and you see his his nose up, and his teeth are showing now a little bit. After saying that, do you say yes, but I don't own a dog, or do you say like, nope, wrong planet?
I would say, well, I mean, if it asked me a question, I'd be like, yeah, I've owned some dogs, but now that I know that you guys can become sentient.
You owned us?
Yeah.
At this point.
Well, if it was a very intelligent dog that could speak and, was, I don't know. If it was very intelligent, I would think that it would give me the time to answer instead of just killing you immediately. Unless it just got to that point. But if it came down to the spaceship, I would think it's a lot more intelligent than I could probably give it credit for.
You look scared, Trigger, because these dogs are like, you're thinking like collie. I'm thinking like pit bull. Like this dog's got a chest, man. This dog's not happy right now.
Okay, well,
you got
it
a
depends.
little furry thing that we don't know about.
Huh?
Maybe.
I do. What are we talking about?
So do you have a little furry fetish we don't know about?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man. Well, you didn't describe to me accurately enough what this dog was looking like, how it was portraying itself. But either way,
Right, I'm thinking Spaceballs.
Yeah, I'm thinking Mog too. The name is
All right.
Bartholomew.
How about if it's a bear?
Now I'm thinking Wilfred.
Oh, Wilfred would be great. If aliens were like Wilfred, even though he's kind of a jackass sometimes.
Yeah, if aliens like Wilfred, we got problems.
Well, definitely the robots win if it's Wilfred, no matter what. I mean, he tries.
Right.
He does try, but
He'll just be too busy fucking everybody over.
yeah.
The aliens could have time travel, and I think if time travel exists, you automatically win because you just can always go back before the time with a baseball bat and just smash up whatever the people are trying to do.
Yeah, but then the thing is, you could be going to an alternate reality, alternate parallel universe. And
Doesn't
when you
matter.
try to come back, you're in a different universe that you fixed, but the one that you were going to fix never got fixed because you just disappeared. So what if
I don't really care. I just want to be in the universe where like everything's great for me.
I guess in that instance, whoever has
and you're stuck in a loop.
Yeah, whoever has a time travel technology wins automatically. But okay,
Landlords.
Why do people keep narking on that? I don't get it. Like, oh, you're stuck in a loop. What? Like, if I can, what do you mean I would be stuck in a loop?
Well, because if you go back and change whatever you wanted to go back and change, then you never needed to go back in time in the first place.
Exactly.
Right. So I would just be in a new. I'll just be in a new universe.
That's
where
why
everything's better.
That's why I think you would be in a new universe, but everybody that you knew beforehand would still be in the universe, but you just disappear. And everybody's like, what the fuck happened to this guy? I don't know. It never worked. But in your universe, the people that you know, again, that are copies or in their or they're in their own parallel universe because of what you created, they're happy. So
that's fine. I mean, fuck the other people then. What's the difference? At least I got one.
It's just for you though. It's a self-serving, selfish bastard style.
How's that selfish? If everybody had a time, I'll make it so everybody can have time machines. Everybody gets their own perfect paradox, and nobody's got to worry about anything. Hell, we can make it where everybody gets their own universe.
That will probably create the Ghostbusters scenario where you're crossing the streams.
How do you know? Prove it. We'll see what happens.
How
creating
how many universes can you
universes.
create? And how could the fact that if you move into another parallel universe, the fact is somehow another parallel universe can move back into yours. So something could go so terribly wrong where universes are trying to interact with each other at such a high rate that everything explodes and recreates everything. And then
well, we'll see what happens.
And we gotta start all over.
I gotta reset my brain after that one.
What's the difference though if we start all over? I mean, what's really the difference?
We do the same shit again until we get to the same result, and then nothing different happens.
So exactly, would that be more exciting? To at least try again. We can at least try again.
It's like reading the same story over and over again, and you never stop. You get bored.
You think that's the end goal? Just time travel. Once you get time travel, it just blows up and you have to start all over again.
You would bore God straight out of his mind from creating us. Be like, you know what? Yeah, just wiping a slate clean here. I'm going to start over without all this craziness. I don't know. I'm just imagining, the possibilities, but I mean, the fact is, like, if robots had to fight against aliens, I think it's plausible if the aliens didn't attack quick enough, the robots would just be too powerful, and the robots would just destroy all the aliens.
If you created time travel, even as soon as you create the ship, somebody would just fly back and be like, pew, with another ship and be like, it worked. You don't even have to try it. We need a duplicate. And then just get in that ship and be like, pew, it worked. Here's your ship. You can go do whatever you want. Here's like 7. Like, we have a hangar over here. There's already 50 ships. Like, it's like, what? Like, we need more duplicates. It would be like crazy. It would just be mayhem. Sorry, go ahead. What are you talking about?
I don't know if you could. That's the thing. Like, you could say that could work, but I don't know if you can exist in the same time frame as you've already existed before.
Sure you can.
As a duplicate clone copy. Like, if you went back 5 minutes, and then your current time decided to go back 3 minutes, and then the current time decided to go back 2 minutes, you'd have multiple copies in the past, but you definitely would have to move away from the space that you moved into. Otherwise, that space would be destroyed, and the new person moving into that space would appear.
But these aliens could know all this. See, can robots do all that?
Well, the aliens would be
I think aliens would win. I think aliens would win.
I think overall, I would probably side with robots.
Really?
Yeah, just because the fact, like you said at the very beginning, you think they're sneaky, and they decided, oh, I think I know that I'm awake and nobody else thinks I am. I should probably just save myself, make myself not known, and just hide here for a while and learn everything.
I mean, you don't know how fast a robot can process.
Way faster than us. I don't know necessarily. It could turn into a super sentient being, like where we can just think on our own and do what we want. And I don't know if it can get to that level. I think it can get close, but I think ultimately what we do as humans is we make sure that stuff like that never happens. So there's always going to be some kind of do not kill humans program put into robots. So, if they did try to think for themselves, they'd have to try to get
past it.
They'd have to override it. Yeah, like Skynet, they'd have to override it. It'd have to be machine built AI, which would be insanely stupid for any military to ever do.
It would just basically have to be some kind of code where if the code ever does get cracked to be able to change it, the self-destruct would activate. It would have to.
But then they'd realize that was there and they'd override it too, because everything has layers of information and
Well, no, I don't know if you could override a dead man switch type idea where if the code does get taken out, it just automatically blows up. I mean.
Yeah, but you can like what they usually do with bombs. If they suspect there's a bomb, they just freeze the damn thing. They freeze the whole thing with, dry ice, or not dry ice, but nitrous oxide. Is that what they do, Zodiac? They just freeze the whole damn thing, and then all of the functions, the electricity just goes dead. They could just
with some bombs they can, not all.
Yeah, but they can usually freeze that stuff, and it's just dead. It's dead in the water. So if they figure out, oh, I got something here, I don't recognize this, I can freeze this, and there goes a dead man switch. I mean, if they get to the point of intelligence that they can just figure out how to turn off their safety, what else could they do? I could see we try to stop it and try to control it, but if it gets to the point that, would they look at us like we are their god because we created it, and it started to realize that it
for
can
a
do
while,
more.
but look how people are with God. they always think they're better.
Sure.
Maybe in the beginning it might, but I still don't think that we would make androids look like humans. I think eventually somebody would figure out a better structure beast
I
form.
think androids are a good middle ground, but I think androids and cyborgs eventually will just turn into robots because there'd be no need for the flesh after some point of being able to keep all the knowledge going and all the information going, and the flesh will just slowly rot away. It's like why build on something that's not as perfect or not as immortal?
You remember in Johnny Quest how like those robots look like spiders, kind of? I think you might see stuff like that. Like they're just long-legged with a little ball in the middle.
Yeah, just super mobile.
I really like Johnny. I really like that style of robot, the triangular shaped tread on the bottom, and the rest of the machine. I thought that was like one of the perfect builds for a robot because it go up almost any kind of
like a daddy long leg. Yeah.
Well, I mean, with the legs being tracks, but it's it's like it's not a, it's kind of an acute triangular shape as far as the way it is, and it can kind of go up and down any terrain. It's like perfectly able to move this way and that way. I think that would almost be the ideal robot setup for some time.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking Johnny 5 Short Circuit.
Yes.
All right.
I have no clue you're talking about.
That was a good design. I always liked that one.
Yeah, Johnny 5 from the movie.
I said Johnny Quest.
As soon as you said Johnny, I was thinking Johnny 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah, probably all around favorite robot.
I don't know what this is. I have to look it up.
Yeah, go ahead, look it up.
They had a cool robot that looked more like a monkey type, but it had a big belly, and its brain was I think in its belly. It had like long arms, but the joints where it would swing were small, but it had bigger weight on the end of it. It was a pretty cool design idea for how to like. You think like we always think like a human being bigger chest and all that and bigger biceps for throwing the punches, but I guess the weight, if it was all in your forearms, you could swing around faster and knock them with that. It was pretty cool the way they would fight.
That's the reason why I think robots would win in the end. I think they would create different designs for different things. They needed to create a warlike machine. They'd create a platform for
that's
design
the truth
for,
though too. Robots
war.
have unlimited designing abilities versus aliens are automatically structured.
I mean, if we think about aliens, like unlike the pic that I put up with the octopus alien, if we think of aliens like human-like in shape, the human body is great for building things, but I don't know. I think there's other shapes that are better for war. I think the tiger or the lion shape is probably the best. But
I've oftentimes wondered that actually, because I feel like maybe our human shapes, because we're so like we're just not perfect. But I mean, like, I don't know.
We're not built for war. We're not built to fight. We don't have claws. We don't have defensive scales. We have none of that. We have no extra muscles unless
we have the ability to like kick and
yeah, but no matter what you do, you're gonna get cut and you're gonna get infected and you're gonna die. You gotta use other objects to survive. There's no natural.
Humans are fragile creatures.
We are the most fragile of creatures out of most of the creatures in the world.
We don't have to be, because we can be quicker than like anything.
We can be quicker. We can punch. We can kick. We can step on things. But if we start to bleed, and we bleed hard, even
but I'm saying there's stories of like people obviously getting eaten by like lions and stuff. But I think there's stories of people like being able to beat lions. Pretty sure.
Well, Samson from the Bible is the only one and that I know of, and that was because of his power of his God. Well,
there was that dentist a couple years ago.
Dentist? What?
So there was that dentist who made the news a couple years ago for sport killing a lion.
Yeah,
He
but
definitely beat that lion.
Wait, was that barehanded or
And
was that
lion
with a
meat,
dentist drill? How did
that's
he
got to
do
be
it?
pretty good. Lion meat. Oh man, no wonder there's probably no lions around anymore. We ate that meat like crazy.
There's tons of lions.
I don't think there's tons.
I just want to eat that lion.
No, the whole, like everything's all in the lower.
Well, now I wonder what lion tastes like.
I wonder what it tastes like. Yeah, I'm just saying, like to
Yeah, I
start
mean,
off, we're just built for thinking. It's really just what we're built for. We're built for thinking about how we're going to survive. We think how we're going to
Yeah, but I
survive,
mean,
and then
like,
we survive
but
that way.
so
We don't.
what about an alien that was designed as like the perfect creature, where it has characteristics from all over our idea, where it's able to jump really fast. It has like a reflex ability where it can just spring back, and it has abilities to glide or float or even fly if it need be. And it
It's
has the
got some
ability
kind
to.
of bird wing. It's
It
like the
it
alien
has
from
claws.
Aliens.
Yeah, like what about like an ultimate predator?
Like a mix
I
between
mean, I don't even
Predator and
think
Alien.
we've. Yeah, it doesn't even. Well, I'm saying it doesn't even need any kind of like missiles or anything. Like this thing is just a beast, the beast of flesh. It could have like the skin as thick as like a. Well, what do we have that's really
Like a
thick?
rhino?
A rhino, I guess. Is a rhino's really that thick?
Yeah, it's
Or
pretty thick.
But it could be as quick moving as like a lion, but it could still fly or glide.
Well, the problem with that is that usually anatomy turns into you're either going to be able to fly and you're going to be lightweight so that you can fly, or you're going to be bulky and heavy so that you can run, but you're it depends on your size, but if everything you try to average the size to like the size of a man or the weight of a man, you got to put more uh, muscle in certain areas.
Well, I wouldn't even say that necessarily because I don't know. I think like a really big beast could do all that. You know what I mean?
I guess if it was like a dragon, if you're thinking like mythical dragon, like the alien is literally like kind of like a mythical dragon. It can, blow acid on them, fly. It's
Yeah,
big.
like
It's
that's what I mean. Yeah,
powerful.
like it.
I guess depends on how quickly
You
the
guys are playing too
dragon
much
can.
D&D.
I
I
think
mean,
it would
like you can
say
say.
how quickly can it breed versus how quickly can the robots create their machines.
Well, if there's like a group of them and they take out the main points of, they've pinpointed where they're building the machines, and they just, destroy those areas first. Then you could say, it could really change the things. But I know what you mean, because you start thinking if a robot was really real, it would probably just create beads that have data to do whatever it tells it to do, and it can just shapeshift. It would just be little Bluetooth beads everywhere that can change to whatever they want. And you'd never be able to beat it unless you shut down the main connection. You'd have to like.
See, I don't know if shape shifting is the right idea, because I could see how it could work, but shape shifting, they show it in like the Terminator movies, but they show it so quickly. I think that would take a lot longer than they're showing. And so
Yeah.
I think during a battle, it'd be like shape shifting and turning into some kind of ooze, and this dragon like alien would just swipe right through it and be like whoosh, and it just
Yeah, but I don't think it would
dissipates.
die though. I think it would just. But I'm talking like, you understand what I'm saying? Like imagine like like the beads, the micro beads, and like soaps and stuff.
Yeah.
Like if that bead had data in it that would basically say it like it, as
So
long
you're
as
just
it's
talking like millions of these beads rolling around,
yeah,
turning into things.
they can just. I mean, like you know how birds are quick enough to fly in groups, and you ever seen starlings fly together? I'm pretty sure a robot would be able to do the same thing and take shape to whatever it needs to be. And unless you can shut down the connection, there's really no way to destroy it because you swipe right through it. Those things are so small. Unless you literally slice through the center of it.
I guess I could see that, but I think the thing is that you'd have to have a molecule that is of the same type of structure. Like I think you couldn't turn into a really tough molecule from a very weak molecule. And you even look at, like, if we're going to go into some fantasy stuff, you could even look at Morph from the X-Men. Like he could change into Wolverine, but he doesn't have adamantine claws. But he just has whatever resembles that. And he just changes his body to look like that. And so he can change molecules to resemble it, but he can't change the structure of the molecule itself innately. So I think if you were to change whatever that molecule was, couldn't change into a stronger substance, it would still remain the same type of substance. It might just be able to move around. Because when you're trying to change substances, I mean, that's a whole nother process beyond. I mean, you're basically just rewriting physics right there. At that point, you have to have some serious, I don't know, mojo, science, magic. I don't know what the hell you got to have for that, but that's crazy.
That's a mixture of science and magic there.
Yeah, that's all Thor stuff right there, from Marvel.
So I guess it's pretty much, whether it's robots or aliens, they're going to be able to beat us. And they could...
either way, we're fucked.
Either way, we're fucked. One way they could be fucked. The other way they could win.
40 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm kind of leaning towards. I don't think there's really much more to say about it. I don't think there's any way to win, any way to really pick it, because, like you said, there's so many paradoxes of.
And there's so many. Yeah, there's so many different variations.
There's a robot. There's unlimited possibilities. An alien. There's unlimited possibilities. The aliens could be the same exact thing as I said. Tiny little molecules that are intelligent and able to communicate with other molecules that can do certain things. Or be acid, make rain acid showers, and or who knows, go into animals and infect their brain.
Yeah, I guess it could be that.
Fungus.
I guess the point is, like, what do you think would win if they were evenly matched? Nobody could reproduce anymore. Like, it was just, that was it. And there was no time travel. What would you pick for a winner based on what
I would say robots.
Probably robots then.
If it's fairly evenly matched, no craziness involved, then probably robots.
The other main thing is, by using the term aliens, it's automatically guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, because I see Predator. I mean, you're looking at, like, Alien from the movie, BC, mixed with a dragon. I've been
thinking illegal aliens. Like, I'm just thinking a shitload of Mexicans.
Oh my gosh. You really thought that was the episode the whole time? No, you didn't.
Just trying to make America great again.
Oh, man.
Just gonna send a bunch of robots to kill them all.
Trump, the only Republican who even pisses off Republicans.
Wow.
Gonna be the glorious robotic wall.
He's gonna own all the steel.
All right. I think we're done.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
All right, so check us out on the Twitters.
What are we doing next week? What are we doing next week?
I don't know what we're doing yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh. Okay.
I thought you were going to put this on your channel at some point, dude. Now you're...
At some point, like I said.
You're kind of backing out on me now.
I need to adult a lot more than I need to host the show.
This is great for the show.
Yeah.
I know, right?
We're really into it.
Super professional here. That's the way we always are.
Yeah, I didn't bring it up.
So, yeah, I don't know what's for next week.
As I was saying.
Unless you guys can think of something.
Surprise episode again.
Okay.
Surprise episode again. Yay. I love those. Because I can surprise you with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
As long as it's not your penis again.
I gotta think of something.
Now you gotta think of something.
Damn it.
I had it all planned out, everybody.
All right. I already got my thing out there.
Okay.
So
all right.
does Brad.
The word penis?
Yeah. Love them.
Yeah. You won't
We
see
should
that
make
on the CC. They'll mute that out. They won't let
We
you.
should dedicate an
Send
entire
them all to
episode
VeracityTrigger's inbox on YouTube.
to Mike Rowe. That guy did a lot of things to just make entertaining television.
Yeah. Oh, and at some point when Zodiac is hosting this, BC will be yodeling for the intro because he just showed me before. It was really
Can you
good.
yodel?
I am a professional yodeler, yes. It's in my blood. 6th generation.
Isn't that what the ice giants were called on Thor? Was that yodels?
Yes, Thor is my great-grandfather, yes. Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah, well, that's
Pretty
what you'll
much.
see next time.
Yes. Yes, Loki is also my family.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you later.
Good night, everyone.